Hi everyone, I'm Nafisa, the Digital Art School producer here at Hospital Rooms. I just wanted to give you a big warm welcome and thank you for joining us for today's session with Nwadiogbu. I really hope you enjoyed today's workshop, and if you hang on until the end, I'll let you know how you can engage further with the Hospital Rooms Digital Art School community. You should have everything you need for today's workshop in front of you, so let's get started. Over to you, Ken.
Hello, my name is Ken Nwadiogbu. I am a multidisciplinary artist from Nigeria. For now, my works are about migration and movement and journey and how to create home everywhere you are. So for today, I will be taking you through the process of painting a lotus flower. We'll be using a set of good colors, really interesting colors that I've been using for over 2 years now, and that is the candium red, the candium orange, and the candium yellow. And what these colors are going to do is going to give us a good palette, a thermal palette, and we're going to use this thermal palette to paint this flower. But why are we going to use a thermal palette? Because I believe that everything around us is energy. Everything around us emits some form of energy, light, energy as heat. And when I paint my world, I want to paint my world blazing with energy. I'm going to do a little bit of demonstration for you, just to buttress more or shed more light on what the thermal color or the thermal palette is. So look at these two cups. You have the red cup and you have the blue cup. And they're very distinguishable, right? But what happens is that they emit the same amount of energy. So I'm going to do a short demonstration, and this is a hot water. You can see how it's blazing hot through the thermal imager. Now if I put the hot water in this cup, and I put the next one, the same hot water in this cup, now, through the camera, this is still red and blue, but through the thermal imager, they are the same color. They have the same content. And when I think about life, we are so caught up and obsessed with the color of our skin. We're so obsessed with how beautiful we are. But that's not the value of life. The value of life is the content we have inside of us. And I always believe that we have equal content. We have spirit, we have a soul, we have consciousness, we have understanding, we can grow, we can learn, we can dream. So we're going to strip out all the colors from the images that we're going to be using. So if you want to paint anything, a shoe, a face, take it, make it black and white. Once you make it black and white, you strip out the color, and then all you're left with is the shade. And then we use the palette that we're going to mix now to paint the flower. You'd see an amazing, incredible lotus flower, in the pack that was given to you. And that's what I'll be using. That's the reference I'll be using to make this painting. So I hope you join me and let's have fun. We're going to start this painting by first drawing grid lines. I like to use grid lines before I start any work. Now you can see the image. You see that the stem of the lotus flower is in the middle, and then you see that you can cut the flower into two. You can see the part that is up, and you can see the part that goes down. So now we're going to make two lines. One that goes there, and the other one that comes here. And then we start painting, we start drawing or sketching the petals, which if you could, let's take this point as that and go like that and take this down there. So I want you to be free, don't like, before you even do this, you have to do exercise and kind of losing yourself, losing your hand, losing your mind, just so that you can be free with the work, with the painting, with the process. You don't have to do it exactly, you don't have to do it realistically, just have fun. I just want to show you how to use the paint, and then you can use the paint, you can use the palette in an abstract way, you can use the palette to make something, but this is just a very interesting and fun demonstration. So we do the first petal, and then we go and do the next petal, and then we go and do the next one. I like to not put too much pressure, just in case I make mistakes, so I can go over these mistakes before I now put the pressure and make it final, and make the sketch kind of final. The good thing about the lotus flower is that you can see the petals, you can see each individual petal, and it kind of blooms out, comes out like a star. So it's easy to know how to, to know the position of all the petals, because all of it is kind of symmetrical. The left-hand side almost looks like the right-hand side. So just have fun in just making these petals, because that's the most interesting part of painting the lotus flower, is the petals. And so now we thicken the flower, because now we have realized that we got it, we did it well. Now we thicken the flower and we have fun making it thick. But you see the way I'm moving my hands, I'm not doing that thing that people do where they're like, making a couple of lines. No, one line, just go straight and move. So it's like dancing. It's like you're going up and you're coming down. You're going up and you're coming down. And we have our first beautiful lotus flower sketch. Isn't that incredible? That looks incredible. So you have to trust your hand, trust what you're doing, and look at the outline, look at what you're doing, look at the image, and just trust yourself. Trust that you got it all figured out. As artists, sometimes we get lost in what we paint or what we create. We don't know how it's going to end, but we trust the process. And the process, trusting the process is one of the most important part of being an artist. So trust the process, have fun, losing yourself, be excited, and you're going to make the first sketch of a lotus flower. And now we go into the mixing of the palette, which is the exciting part for me, because then we get to mix paint. How cool is paint? We're going to do the gradients. So we're going to do from yellow to a mixture of yellow and orange. Then we have the orange. Then we have red and a mixture of the light red and the dark red. So first we have the yellow, and then we want to do a bit of orange and a bit of yellow. Then we mix that to make this really cool middle ground between the yellow and the orange. You mix it well. So you have yellow, you have the mixture between the yellow and the orange, and you have the orange, and now you have the mixture between the light red and the dark red. So when you're done mixing, always clean your brush, always clean your brush. And then we start. So we always start painting by painting the lighter colors first. I had to learn this the hard way. I painted the dark color and then went to the light color, and it was not a good experience. So now we're taking a big brush. Let's start with the yellow and the orange first. So why are we painting a lotus flower? We're painting a lotus flower because one is beautiful. It's a beautiful flower. It has a property that is really incredible. In the daytime it blooms, it opens up, and in the nighttime it closes. Remember what my mom used to say, though the sorrows may last for the night, but joy comes in the morning. So I used to feel like when the lotus flower blooms up, that's joy, And I wish your life is like a lotus flower. In the day, I wish you can bloom like the lotus flower. I wish you can find joy. So feel free to hit pause while you carry on painting this first color. And then when we go into the second color, then we get into the details of the lotus flower. So now we're done with the first layer of our lovely, incredible lotus flower. Now we go to the details of the lotus flower, which is another interesting and exciting part of this tutorial. So now you look at the lotus flower and you realize something. Realize that this first coat we did is synonymous or almost the same with the grayscale of the image. So this darker part of the image is the red, and the lightest part of the image is the yellow. And then everything in the middle is the orange. So what we're gonna do now is to play with the darker part first, get the darker part as the outline of the petals of the lotus flower. When it dries up, then we now add all the details of all the yellow details or every other detail. So let's do that. So just trust yourself. Just look at what you're doing and do it. Do not overthink it. Don't worry. If it's different from what you have, then you've just created a very special lotus flower. And another good thing about paint is that it is forgiving. You can edit it. You can, if you make a mistake, you can fix the mistake. You just wait for it to dry and then paint over it. And we are done with the first one. So now, remember the orange and red, the little tiny there? Yeah, that's what we're gonna use. So lightly, you hold the brush lightly. You don't press it on the canvas. You just kind of like very lightly, very soft. Remember, we're following the shape of the petal. The shape. You're moving the brush just so that you can move with the petal. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying the process. Enjoy making art. Don't let anyone tell you it's difficult. It's the most beautiful thing you can do. Sweet. Now we are close. On a normal day, I'll be taking a week to do this painting because I can be very meticulous in my paintings. But today, I'm showing you how to make a painting in a couple of minutes. How incredible is that? Anyways, so let's continue. So now we've used the red. We've used the light color. We go to the dark color. We'll wait for it to dry. Let's paint the stem. Why I'm using the yellow last is because the bright part of the flower, which is the white part of the flower, is very sharp in some way. It's not blended, it's just sharp. Anyway, so let's do the stem. Get the stem in. And that is the stem. And then now we go ahead and do the whites. So we have to wash our brush really well. See that? See how clean the brush is? All right, now we'll go to yellow. Shall we? Let's go. Look at that. Oh, yellow is good. Yellow looks incredible. Now, because we're adding the yellow with the orange, because an acrylic as well is transparent, it kind of blends with the original color of the material you're using. So what happens is that the yellow is not just pure yellow, it blends with the orange. And you can see that in the work. Oh, look at that. Oh, that yellow is incredible. So we blend the yellow from down and go up. And so you have the yellow kind of like the gradient complete now. You have that. Then we can say we want to go forward and add the lines. We use a thin brush for that. And we kind of get the lines, just little tiny lines. And because the lotus flower is round, we have to go and follow. I like to go from up to down, so you can take that and turn it the other way around, and then let's do it. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to kind of embody the idea of the flower. And then we'll blend that. And then we'll go again with the veins of the petals. See, the veins are they're like lines. Can you see them? Lines, lines, lines. You want to do these lines with the darker red. And then I just want us to go a bit and just touch this edge up a bit so that they know that, yeah, the light kind of still continues from there. Now it looks like fire, like it's burning. I love it. And that's the thing about thermal energy, thermal light. It's an incredible color palette. Fire is an incredible color palette. Like heat, incredible color palette. I can keep walking and walking and walking and walking and keep painting this and adding more layers, and it keeps looking amazing and more amazing. But because of this incredible, amazing tutorial, we're gonna stop here. This is, I love this. This feels like a burning lotus flower, like lotus flower with so much energy. The palette is beautiful, and I'm so happy to share this experience with you. I heard there's an online gallery at the Hospital Rooms website. So I'm excited to see what you all create and upload there. So thank you so much for joining my workshop at the Hospital Rooms Digital Art School. My name remains Nwadiogbu. Bless.
We hope you enjoyed today's workshop, and thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to see the artwork that you created today, so make sure to upload to our Digital Art School gallery that's available on our website. We also invite you to please complete the survey that's available, because your voice matters to us, and it's crucial in helping us to shape the future of the Digital Art School, which in turn will help others find joy and healing through arts. You can find the links to both the Digital Art School gallery and the survey in the description below. Thanks again, and we really hope to see you for the next one.